building on Marquis Street right after you pass the Salvation Army. When you come from the Paradise Island Bridge and you come across the Shirley Street, it's right on your left hand side. The prettiest green and white building when you pass the Salvation Army. And then listen, whatever insurance you need, and they are considered the fastest growing insurance company in the entire Caribbean. That's how fast the insurance is going. Bahamas Landscaping and Garbage Collection. If you need a dumpster, if you need your yard clean, you need some trees removed, you notice the hurricane season, don't wait till the hurricane and head in here. And they got, based on, I saw a meteorological draft of a system that is brewing off Africa. So it may be this way by the first week in August. Don't wait till it coming close and then you're trying to cut them tree from close them wire or over your house. Or listen, Bahamas Landscaping and Garbage Collection for the remainder of this month will offer you a special on the dumpster for $99. If you're prepared to have your garbage, trash, debris, trees, whatever cut down, you bring a drop a dumpster, come back in 2 days to pick it up for only $99 until the end of July as part of our independence contribution. So give us a call on 376-2301. That's 376-2301. Now, before the show begins, I said that I'm going to talk the land tonight. I have my good friend in the studio, Mr. Dario Tirelli. I appeared that he had abandoned me for quite some time. I ain't seen him for a little while, but he ready, always ready. I mean, he's ready all the time. And he's in studio with me tonight. We're going to talk some issues that confront some of the Bahamian citizens in this country, especially women. It appears, because the majority of the calls that comes to me in reference to persons who are important with issues with land is be woman. Man must either they just take the blows and say, man, how stupid I can be. But woman who trying to create an avenue for them and their kids, majority, or even all of them have kids, and they trying to get a piece of the rock to get out of that renting business or get out owning something so they can't be put on the road with the children. And person being complaining that and then that the hassle with dealing with these lawyers who the bank have a list. The bank give you this list telling you must choose off this list. And when the land, the title isn't good and all kind of things, when the lawyers have really give approval and the bank will lend the money, these foreign banks are treating Bahamians like dog. And I mean that, every word of that I mean. Because how in the world a woman could buy a property, a corner opposite St. Vincent Road, which has a slant line. She bought a property through there. She said to me that Royal Bank told her after, I think she being paid for some years, I don't want to call it the exact amount of years because I don't want to say the wrong thing. But she said she been paying her mortgage for years for the property. It was an empty lot. While she paying for the lot, she was building it. She already put down the foundation, getting ready to build. Before she get to start the build, someone come with a paper saying, a document saying that this their property. But she said, no, I went to Royal Bank. The bank purchased this property. Their lawyer, who they are on the list, already did all the title search and everything, and she paid her deposit and she paying her mortgage. And they told her that, no, man, this their property. When the bank investigated her complaint and found out that the title that the bank had received from the lawyer who's on the list wasn't a good title. It's not a good title. So I said, well, let's tell the bank we fund you all your money, but whatever interest rate they pay for that amount of money that they pay you back. Her response was the bank tell her, say, they will take off, they'll take off, just how she said. She said, they said they'll take off a percentage, 25% off the amount that she owed. I know what kind of nonsense that is. She don't have the property. She don't have the property. Because the person coming with the original document with the property. And the bank is telling her they'll take off a percentage of what they pay for the property, and she have to pay the balance because they need their money. Then you done use the lawyers put on the list who didn't do their job properly, and who by custom and convention supposed to have professional indemnity insurance. I say that law, you need to sue the lawyer and the bank, tie to them together, because they're getting away with nonsense in this country. But I'll tell you a secret, right? That I realized that the banks them get investment in this country with persons who control the country, who have power in this country. Because I was doing an investigation one time and I see banks that had shares in one of the leading housing companies in this country. I said, how is that possible? I mean, that's investment. Investment is available, so the bank invests in it. But then you will understand why the small man in this country continuously be shafted, and in his peers. And when you turn, when you know a country called the Bahamas where lawyers don't want to take job because it involves certain businesses or certain lawyers, man, I just tell you, this can't be a real place. The Bahamas cannot be a real place. I mean, where in 2024, we as citizens of this country have to have a foreign bank tell you that they take off a percentage of the money you owe them for a property they buy with their lawyer of their list, and they take a percentage of you and still pay the loan. Something got to be wrong with the Bahamian monocle in this country. I give you another case. I had a lady who came to me who told me that she bought a property in Humor Estates out west. Humor Estate. Call it the name because I ain't never come on the radio and talk fool. Humor Estate. She ended up, Scotiabank built her house with the lawyer on the list who did the title search and did all what the lady paid for. And they built it on the wrong property. They built the woman house, Scotia built the woman house on the wrong property in Humor State. The property next door was her property. She built on, she built, because she ain't built it, the bank built it. The bank built her house on the wrong property. So when she tell me what I said, man, listen, that is not your fault, right? And the lawyer who did the paperwork along with the surveyor and all that, man, listen, who always a part of that with social bank need to be hauled before the court. See, you need to spend some money to go to the Privy Council. And the reason I said that, because the Privy Council, people that live on that, they don't live. They function, they quarters on Downing Street in London. They don't know who owns Scotiabank. They don't know who lawyers them on the list. They don't know none of them. Go to them, and I guarantee you, the decision you get will be final, but I guarantee you'll be happy. So the bank tell her, based on information from her, is that they will give her $10,000 towards expenses, right? Because the person who property it is, they're being unreasonable in my humble opinion. They say they ain't want that property. But only one line, one board, one stake separating them, one line. They share the same fence. And her property's the next one. She don't want that. Ain't like she down the road and she's the next exact property on the side of the wall. One wall separating her and the lady. And she couldn't just switch property by through some gift of deed or deed of gift or something like that. She refused to accept. She said, no, this is my property with yours to build on. I need appraisal done in your house to give me a value, and you have to pay me a portion of that value on your house. And you keep your property. I didn't gotta go through it. And I thought that was so unreasonable, but then she have the power to do that because that is not her property. Yeah. Your house on her property. Right? But I tell her, if you go to court, a reasonable court will tell her, miss, I rule that you take that property. Because you had nothing on the property. And the next property on the desk on the next side. Not across the road, the same side and everything, that's the next property is her own. She refused to accept that. Go ahead.
She might already grow sentimental value to the property.
But none of that.
Man, you'd be
I
surprised.
don't know, man. She has been unreasonable because a mistake was made. But see, that wasn't really the bad part because the woman who didn't want to accept the empty lot, where her property would have been an empty lot anyhow.
Yeah.
Who didn't want to accept it? I thought she was being unreasonable, but she had a right because her property, this property was your house on.
Yeah, yeah.
But lawyers have something called professional indemnity insurance, right? The lawyer, when they go back and check, when I went back and I did some investigation on who did the title search of the list, and she showed me the name, it's a former F&M lawyer, former F&M candidate who's a lawyer, right? No, I know.
Just a candidate.
I know. They call me offline, I'll tell them which lawyer it is, right? So you can avoid him, right? And the bank say, no, we give you $10,000 towards your expenses. So let me tell you what the lady had to do. She had to remortgage her mortgage. So what I say now, she ain't finished paying off the bank yet because she only almost seen her pay 11 years. She had to remortgage her mortgage, right? To pay the woman off. And then she ended up with a lot on the side of her, what she don't need, because it's not a commercial area where you can put a business there.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? So she ended up with a lot what she don't need, what she don't want, but she had to pay the woman the value of the house, a portion of the value of the house, right? And she ended up with a piece of lot. So she had to remortgage her mortgage with Scotiabank. And Scotiabank said they only gave her $10,000 towards expense. $10,000 towards expense of a lawyer, purchasing, buying the woman out. They remortgage her, you know. I tell you, and I don't understand how is it that we live in a country where this is allowed to happen, right? And members of parliament, right? They inside House Assembly cackling and giggling and pounding on the table like the people out here who go to the polls and vote for him are just stupid people.
Well, they're getting the same results, eh? If you listen to this, if you vote stupidly to get the people who screw you 10 years ago, and you get them back in, either you're stupid or you vote stupidly again. That's all I got to say.
You bring my mind with Albert Einstein.
Yeah,
Albert Einstein said when a citizen, and if people continuously repeat the same thing over and over repeatedly and expect a different result, you gotta be insanity. Albert
If you look
Einstein.
at both parties,
Yes.
the same set of people. You go to any one of the party meeting, and then just blank out in your mind who you see who's president, cabinet minister, senator, and you see who still run the parties in the audience.
Yeah, you know, and I, you know, when I was
So
with
the
the
philosophy
DNA,
has never changed.
you was with the DNA also, right?
Yeah.
And when we offer an alternative to successive governments in this country, right? I thought the Bahamian people would understand that the people who run this country ain't entitled to run the country. From 1992 or from 1967, you would go back. They ain't entitled to run the country, you know. They are being granted a privilege from you, from your vote.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? Them and their family, their cousin, them, their sweetheart, their concubines, their friends, their lovers, whatever, right? They're being given a privilege from you.
Yeah.
Right? When you have governments in this country that continuously appoint the same set of families, the same set of people on the board, right? You have some 1,300 or 1,800 board, you got a full. And they keep up putting the same set of people in foreign affairs, the same set of people on as consular general, the same set of people as you know, and you go to the Bahamas Air Board, you go to the BC board, you go to, why is it that Bahamians can't understand that, hey,
Because
time for your family member, everybody in your family ain't stupid.
See, the problem
Some of
is
your people gotta be in your family have education.
Bahamians are too laid back.
Lazy, man. Lazy.
You understand? And
They don't take part, no protest, don't care about this.
They're afraid of changes and they don't want to approach for the right change. I don't know who break down the mindset of the masculine, the male in this country. Be not masculine. Be afraid to make decision that is best for us and our
You
family.
think it's something they putting in the food would cause these man won't be woman?
No, they remember that 70% of the population illegitimate. So there's a lot of homes that women running it.
Hold on, I illegitimate. I'm my dad, my
70% of the population is born out of wedlock.
Could they born out of wedlock? Would that be that's
So
a bad thing?
plenty homes without man in it, and woman controls the house. Unfortunately,
Some women been doing a good job.
Yeah.
My mom raised me and four other brothers.
We're not knocking whether it's good or bad. Woman grooming them.
That ain't nothing, but that don't mean nothing. Woman doing a great job right now, right? I would really. Woman right now almost leading in the numbers of prime ministers around the world, you know.
Except the Bahamas.
No, I'm not down to the Bahamas. I'm just saying that women are slowly taking over. Too much man trying to be woman. They're using too much of their energy and time. You laughing? I'm dead serious. Too much of these man, they wearing pants. They trying their best to see if they can outdo woman.
No, what it is
man has failed. Man has failed. God has failed. Humans has failed their rightful duty in the world. That's why women slowly taking their place because it's a large void. Let me show you an example. How is it that you keep on going to the poll? You won with these same people what got the country in the position it's in, right? And then you don't realize that time for your son or your daughter or your brother or your cousin or your uncle or your auntie to go on these boards, right? To have the same privilege. You got these people don't have the monopoly on education or knowledge or wisdom or foresight.
Let me go back.
You put the same people back.
Let me go back to what I said. Bahamians are not aggressive. Those people who kids and family and lovers on board, they're the people who go show up to town hall meetings. They're the people who show up to every constituency meeting. They fighting for their cause. They fighting for their see, politics is personal. So they fighting for what the results they want. I campaign. You go knock the 10 houses. Maybe 2 of them might have a conversation with you because they already blank you out. Instead of having a conversation with you, and when you ask them, because I love statistics, I ask. When you ask them, have you ever been to a constituency meeting where it's the DNA or the FNPLB? No. So you can't get no other results other than people who stay with the party, and help the party win, so they get their personal reward. Bahamians want reward when they vote, and that's it. After that,
listen to me. You know,
no more
I grew up and lived in 3rd Street, Coconut Grove, the heart of the belly of the beast, right? And my member of parliament, before they cut the line, they draw the line through 3rd Street and put 2 of my houses on one side in Angleston and another 2 in St. Barnabas, another apartment complex in St. Barnabas. I'll be on the same road, you know. I buy the property cross the road, directly cross the road for the next property. So one property in Angleston, one property in St. Barnabas. But before they did that, my member of parliament in Angleston was the Honorable Glennis Anna Martin, right? And and me being on the radio 14 years, I used to watch sometime when I got nothing to do or it's raining, you can't go outside. You watch the parliamentary channel, right? And she would stand up in House Assembly and say she stand on behalf of the great people of Angleston. And then you'll hear other members of parliament stand up and do the same thing, right? And you wonder, say, but how could they vote yes or no on something that they ain't bring to the people who they represent? How can they do that? How can you stand up and say, I stand on behalf of the people of Pinewood and I vote yes and support of that. You people of Pinewood, you don't live in Pinewood. You live in Live Kenya, Daddy them house.
Yeah, but they
right?
haven't.
But it's just that we expect the system to work.
Same thing I said. They have a Monday constituency meeting. The only people showing up is the people who in their party who run in the constituencies.
Now I see, Mr. Tirelli, I must say this to you before you go anywhere with that. They only how constituency majority.
No man, most.
That's only how constituency meeting when it comes to those election, bro.
No.
Some of them even get no office.
No,
next week Thursday, we will divulge every constituency who open, who have an office, some of them using a building, get they sign on another business building. What, how, like maybe the architect
Yeah.
office, they got they sign on that building, right? Like they share a building,
they have
or they
no-
just have they sign and they say that's their office. But then, you know, what I'm saying is, this is what I'm saying to you. Next week, we get exposed who all
Does that mean?
office, and when the meeting bad, you gotta have office
Of
voice.
office.
If you don't consider your office, we gotta come to you.
But
You understand what I'm
and
saying?
they collected 150,000.
They collecting 100,000, not 150,000,
100,000 a month.
$25,000 per quarter. It's 4 quarters in a year.
Yeah.
So they collecting $100,000 a year.
Yeah.
So 5 years will give them $500,000 they collecting. And I must correct some people who deliberately or born ignorant. That 100,000 has nothing to do with their salary as a cabinet minister or MP. The $100,000 for y'all who in the constituency. The 100,000, the 25,000, they call me, but they need cameras for their roof. Listen, the $100,000 is y'all money. That's for y'all.
Alright.
You understand? You got weed going up alongside the road. That $100,000 to help you with that. The former Prime Minister, and my recollection, the Right Honorable Hubert Alexander Minnis, based on the accusations that persons were saying that he's the one who caused it going into your account.
Yeah.
Right? How in the world that's the most dangerous thing to ever do. Who send $25,000 to a member of parliament account for the constituent? He don't own the constituent. He was even don't live. 99% of them don't live in the area they run.
That's some good sweetheart money.
Cause you know how hard it is, right? Mr. Tirelli, might be laughing, man. You know how hard it is for someone to put $25,000 every quarter in your account, and then you go there and take that back off.
Boy, that's some good sweetheart money, man. I know some of these
man.
fellas
Serious,
need sweetheart.
but people are tired.
That's some good
I'm
sweetheart
tired of these baby people who just don't understand the system and use this system to their advantage.
Listen, I have people, Bahamian people supporting Donald Trump, so I can tell you how they vote, eh?
You're right. No, you're right.
See, understand it.
Right.
If you can wake up, you're a Christian, you believe in every integrity of a Christian, but you supporting the worst demon in the world.
A man who's convicted of 34
Right? And you
felony.
convinced that you should vote for him, man, you something got to be wrong with your head. That's why we getting the results we want.
Right. I gotta allow
Big
you.
news, look at these people and talk to these people.
I allow you to get away with that. That you get away with
That give you-
that. That have to
that
be
give you
a
the answer.
part of the reason. Listen, years ago, the former Prime Minister deliberately didn't bring local government to Nassau. Right on, but you were like Tanningo. He started it as a pilot project, in my humble opinion, in the Family Island.
Yeah.
Freeport was and Abaco and all them other Family Island.
Listen, a lot of
Why he didn't do it where it needed most?
Listen,
It needed here.
listen,
It needed
listen.
where the majority of the people lives
a lot
here.
of these things.
98% of
let me
people
give
live
you-
in Nassau.
Let me give you the reality. A lot of
Right.
these things are pushed on them, and they get embarrassed when they go to the world. We sign on a lot of things. When they go to the real world, they get exposed. You understand? So they never wake up and think that we gotta do this, you know. When they go sit down in front of these white people, and the white people say, "Oh, we get this." There's plenty data on this country, you know. There are plenty. You see now, this prime minister sitting now with Tony Blair, the help us, right? Tony Blair formed a company, a consultancy company, right? So you go Google this company, and then Google the Bahamas and see how many sites where Bahamas is listed. I just showed our good friend Ross. There's a tourist analytical site about the Bahamas. I just read an article in 2017 when they said only 83. We get a good return. We get a good amount of tourists coming in by cruise, but they only spend $83. You could go for that. I could pay information. I could see what somebody land in Africa, in Nigeria, at the port of Nigeria. I could go and pay for their invoices because you could pay on sites. So you could get anything you want in the world on sites. People form companies to sell information. And so a lot of these guys go in front of big conventions and they get embarrassed that they don't have it. I hope they get
No, but
embarrassed that
listen,
they go sit down in front of these white people.
Mr. Tirelli.
And these countries have freedom
But
of
we can't- but you
information
can't
and they
blame-
can't present it.
Yeah, but you can't blame the politicians.
Yeah, you blame
Listen,
them, man.
listen.
What you mean?
You can't blame them. You gotta blame us.
Okay.
The Bahamian people, see,
I
when
agree
they were
with you.
selling potato, I prove it.
Yeah.
When the F&M, the Free National Movement was giving away 51% of potato, right? For $206 or $204 million, whatever one day, I don't know what's exact one, they didn't even tell you the truth, right? Whether it's giving away 51% for $204 million or $206 million or $210 million, whatever one it is, right? They give you them confused, right? When they're doing that, right? Everyone know that something wasn't right, so. But when you go on Bay Street, 400, 500 people on Bay Street, right? The Prime Minister at the time, the right honorable, he was at the time, you know what he said in 2011? The numbers ain't out there. If the numbers are out there, then we'll have to take a second thought. But since the numbers, we'll continue until we complete.
I have a question.
And he did that.
I have a question.
Right.
Because I got a decision. Once I finish this sweet juicy gunshot and CMA, I got to make a decision where I go for the rest of my life. How many books that same Prime Minister wrote already?
Oh, I see 2.
All right, so that'll give me more book to put in public and pee on it. I can pee on all this book when I finish.
Nobody don't say
It's
that.
ridiculous how
Hey.
he bankrupt this country.
No.
No, I go form a peeing party.
No, man.
No, man, yeah, man.
Listen, really, you can't do that.
I ain't
Listen
gonna
to
pay a favor nobody.
Let me tell you what. Listen, I ain't gonna buy them, right?
Yeah.
I ain't gonna buy them, right? Because it start off, in my humble opinion, wrong. One of the books say what I mean what I say.
But
Listen, man. Listen.
I know where you're going.
In 1997, I remember to the FM rally, when he said that no one man
I know where
born
you're
Prime
going.
Minister,
Yeah.
right? I want 2 terms and 2 terms it will be.
I can form a peeing
But he got
party.
beat going with the 5th time, so you done start off, bro.
I can form a peeing party. Book peeing party.
Hey, man. This is really guys stop. You think our voice commercial break. 326-8255, 326-8255, 322-5477, 322-5477. I think our first commercial break when we come back to my conversation with Dario Tirelli, a guru in marketing. If you have a business that you have a business plan or idea or that you feel that you need to come to fruition, or you need some funding assistance, he could lead you to those kind of people. You need something marketed on the international stage, you want export, listen, give Dario Tirelli a call, pull him up on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, whatever, listen.
You forming a book club.
Right. Take our bunch of when we come back. We continue our conversation with special guest, Dario Tirelli, live, 11:07 on Primetime with Independent Thinker.
Cancer. It's a word no one wants to hear. But at Cancer Treatment Centers of America, we hear it every day. It's a word we've dedicated our lives to overcoming by changing the way patients are treated. And now we're part of City of Hope, which is one of the nation's top 10 cancer hospitals. Together, we'll combine leading-edge clinical research with precision cancer treatment, so we can be there when you need us most. So when you hear the word cancer, there's another word that should come to mind. Hope. Call now.
You've dreamt it. You've worked hard for it. And now you've got it. You deserve to enjoy the fruits of your labor and know that you're covered in case of a disaster, like an unexpected fire or a vehicular collision. At Magical Insurances, we focus on settling your claims quickly and fairly so you can get back to enjoying your life. Magical Insurances. Fast, fair, and always there.
Guru, if you have an idea or you have a plan with a business proposition, whatever you need, international exposure, whatever you have, whatever think tank in your mind, and you need it to get to market to make some money, I have a marketing specialist in the chair in front of me. We chatting about land things in this country. We started out with some of the problems that some of the women face in this country with these bad decisions that some of these lawyers make and at the expense of the poor black woman in this country. 326-8255, 326-8255. You need a good lawyer. If you want a good lawyer who that'll never happen when they do your work, if it happen, I will pay the costs, your legal costs. I'll pay that. Give me a call. I ain't calling number online because they didn't give me permission to give it out. But I guarantee you, you ain't got that kind of problem. Because they do things right every time. Ain't no room for mistake with them. They never got the claim of their indemnity insurance. So if you give me a call, if you having a problem with land, or you have a problem with your husband, or have a problem with your wife, you need a divorce, call me. You're the best lawyer in this country. They ain't no politician. They ain't no PLP, no F for them. They ain't even no DNA. They just natural Bahamians who don't do nonsense. They ain't got no space for it. Give me a call and I'll give you their phone number.
Is the Lutra?
Land or divorce?
Is the Lutra? I would say someone divorce before we leave, because the senator start the conversation with getting our divorce easy in this country, which should have been done a long time. Is the Lutra the only covenant?
No, I think
Exuma too.
I think George. Yeah. I think the mainland Exuma has plenty communist land.
Yeah, I forgot that.
Plenty communist land.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, Andres have a little portion too.
And Andres.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
Andres. Yeah.
But he do trust the most.
Yeah.
And Exuma. When you're the Lord rule them and thing.
Well, this land act that they supposed
the government repairs that the government is trying to finally.
They've been talking about for the last 25
do their government being doing some progressive.
Incrementally they've been on some progressive.
And I'll tell you, and I'll make this announcement live on radio now. Plenty payments in the last 2 months been getting their Crown Land grant.
Yeah.
And BIS must be still being run by an F&M. No, I like you laughing like that because there's no way, right, that the PLP is making all these progressive moves and they're not publicizing it.
Yeah.
I on the radio mentioning things, the good things the government doing, and they paying people up there. They need to get rid of them. They must be F&Ms. No, they gotta be.
No, man, they moved some F&Ms.
Listen to me.
know was in there.
May.
Yeah.
You know how much Crown Land grant the government gave out?
That's good. That's good.
I tell my fellas, come show me it. They hear me on the radio. They say, man, come here. See here? See my paper? Show me the land grant they hand.
Well, I gotta go apply again because I was told I ain't
You
getting
might have it in you people last week with your mail.
I can forget I get a mailbox.
All right then, you need to go to your mail. They don't call you for the paper. They go to your mailbox. If you plan, listen to me. Payments, if you all apply for Crown Land, go to your mailbox, right? Go to your mailbox, because someone tell me I did apply for some Crown Land, and they said, boy, go check your mail.
I gotta check, because I was told a couple of years ago, Tirelli, you get a foreign name, and they put you on the back burner.
But the persons who I see, by mind say me correctly, who would land and service foreigners, they've been there from us when the Great Lake Pilgrim was there.
I'll go.
They have some names like Party and all kind of things.
Well, what do you mean that? I'm talking about people who apply it. See, I get a full foreign name.
Oh, you have a full foreign name?
Yeah. So I was told a couple of years ago, Tirelli, they ain't give it to you, man. You get a
Dario
foreign
was a common name, man.
Huh? It's common now.
Common name. Yeah, common name. But I what I'm saying is, BIS is doing a bad job. See, if they publicize it, what the government doing, right? It ain't only is a political promotion, but it informs a person to make check of something that they've been longing for. People is apply and die before they get it. The PLP is trying to assist people.
This government doing some incremental stuff.
Listen to me. They're doing some aggressive stuff.
Yeah, the marijuana bill was one.
This one right here.
This one.
There's modernizing, conveyancing, and securing of land tenure in the Bahamas. The introduction of the land registration, preliminary findings and recommendations. This administration, led by the President Prime Minister, the Right Honorable Philip Ray Davis, asked these people, and they have some great names, persons who don't do nonsense on this board. I can name a few. On this committee. Sharon Wilson, Cheryl R. Smith, Cresswell Starr, Ira Farquharson, Richard Party, when he being he's a director of Land and Survey, he being a weird. I don't understand how he ain't reached 60 yet, or how he ain't do
He was there before I was
25
born.
years. For my being here with Land and Survey, he always there with his Richard Party.
He might be chairman. He might just be chairman.
He's a director. Director, Department of Land Survey. But Brian Bino. I know that I know being him. Bino? Bynoe. He's, well, you have Jerome Fitzgerald on the committee, Antoinette Barnaby, Tirelli, Edwards, Stephanie Onwalla, Donna Wells, Alistair Chisnell, Kimberly Smith, Nikki, Christine Wallace, Dame Anita Allen, Shonda Strawn, that's the lady in charge of Inland Revenue. She's the acting controller and chief valuation officer, Inland Revenue. Patricia Jackson and Lundy. Right?
That's it?
Yeah, they're the persons who on the Land Reform Committee, which I highly salute them because they need to get it done. But I'll tell you what, some years ago, when I used to talk about land, I went and did some research and I ended up with a copy of the LUPA project implementation. And if the information I researched is correct, at that particular time, it was foresighted and started under the former Prime Minister, the Right Honorable Hubert Alexander Ingram, right? The LUPA project, which, as a result of the investigation, researchers sadly found why the administration and registration of land in the Bahamas is such an impossible act. Because persons fight against, Mr. Tirelli, persons fight against two things. The rumors that I had to get at the time I did the investigation, that the people that some persons in Land and Survey, they fought against the government completing the LUPAC project because they wanted the contract to register all the land.
Yeah.
They wanted a different contract
Yeah.
for them. That's what came to me. It may be incorrect, but that's what it came to me. That's a few persons in Land and Survey working for the government wanted a private contract to do the job that they must be being paid for. Right? I tell you. And then plenty of these searching company.
Thunder them with it.
Right. Who's do the title search? They was fighting against it. Right? And the former Prime Minister being a man like how he is, he didn't want anybody fighting because if I make up his mind, he's going to do that.
Yeah.
And my research at the time it brought, if it was correct, that the baby people that get some $3 million from the IDB Bank and $2 million from Royal Bank, $5 million that the baby people is paying back right now to have this project completed. And the project that started, because if you remember, the people that's coming around putting blue numbers.
GPS.
Right.
Coordination of your property.
Right. And they putting these numbers, numbering houses and all kinds of stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
And when the former Prime Minister, based on my research, limited information, the former Prime Minister, the FNM lost in 2012, and the former Prime Minister, right on Perry Gladstone, Chrissy win. And based on my understanding, if it's correct, it stopped then.
Yeah.
When the plan was, right, that if you own this property, this building on, you will get a certificate of title. So the person on off Brewer Road, the corner opposite St. Vincent Road, who I talked about when I began the show,
Yeah.
she wouldn't have that problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
A single
No, but see,
mom like her wouldn't have had that problem.
One senior lawyer told me years ago, one of the reasons why is you'll be surprised who took land. You understand? We know of a former cabinet minister who get land almost from the lake to the airport.
Yeah.
Tons and tons of land. Right? So
I know a former FNM cabinet minister who owned about 700-800 acres of land.
Plenty land was taken. They did the same thing. These two political parties did the same thing what they cry about with the UPP government and those before the UPP.
But the UPP government basically mentioned them. The UPP government, they don't get paid salary.
No. So they had to reward themselves.
They reward themselves with land.
But land.
So that's why how land is so valuable today That's why they're so filthy rich.
Yeah.
Because they wasn't paid a salary to be a cabinet minister. They was paid with land.
Yeah.
So when you take
And
land
so-
what you want,
So what, if we fix it and register it, then
you will see who
then I
all
can go
who
and
what.
see, well, how we get the land? That I hear my Grammy talking about they own this Tinkerkey and
But
all
for the lawyer who I spoke with this morning, right, told me that they created something to prevent you from saying that. They're using inland revenue to do an assessment of each land.
Yeah.
So you'll get an assessment number.
Yes.
So you wouldn't look for name.
We just get a number this land.
So
land number 2, 3, 4.
land with politicians
blah, blah,
won't use, if he has you to still find out who own what.
Yeah.
How they end up with all this land.
Well, see,
Right?
our problem is we don't have enough advocacy groups here. We have a lot of people who retire. That's why a lot of senior guys would sit around with us. I always tell them, y'all gotta go and form advocacy group. I heard Matt Albee, the president for Good Governance, the guy for Good Governance. He was on the talk show, and
Martin Aubrey?
that's his name, Matt Albee.
Martin Aubrey?
Matt on whatever for
Oh,
Good
Martin.
Governance. Good
Oh, I
Governance,
know.
yeah. So the organization for Good
I
Governance.
can bring him on the show.
And so that's one advocacy group. We don't have enough advocacy. So people, let's look at some of the names on this, yeah, the same land registry. So
You're talking about the committee.
the committee. So imagine a lot of these over 60, 65. Some of these, because this person gotta be over, one or two of them gotta be over 60.
Listen,
August
some
time
of
they
them,
die,
listen,
right?
some of them
So-
that pass pension, but
So
not in the
they
public.
can
You
assist.
can't blame them.
No, I ain't say blame them.
You gotta
Listen,
blame
listen,
the ordinary citizen who keep voting for the people who ain't
no,
going.
I'm talking about that. If they could form advocacy group to help the country move forward faster, they're not doing that. And one of the things is our population so small, everybody connected. So if your family benefit from land, or you were able to go to college because your daddy, as a politician, was able to make more money and everybody else on the block through politics, and send you to university, you get a good degree, you become a magistrate and whatever else, and then you ain't a challenge the system that helps you. You understand? So we are a victim of being a small population.
And see, and the Privy Council being ruling over the years, and their dictator stating that the Bahamas need to get it together with this land. Too much people being coming to them for appeal, and plenty persons couldn't afford to carry their matter to the Privy Council, so they had to accept the ruling of lower courts,
Yeah.
which is unfair and unjust. You understand? And it appears, right, that either plenty politicians in this country own plenty of the crown land, or they benefiting from the title search. It gotta be one of the two. Because why would you don't advocate to fix the problem? The same thing with local government. They don't fix local government, you know. Then you know why they don't fix local government?
They won't be in full control.
No, because they can't control you. If you say I live in St. Barnabas, right? And we have a local government, the 25,000 every quarter ain't going to the account no more. It goes into the consistency account,
Yes.
local government account, right? And you will be able to campaign in that consistency to be the chair, what is called it? What is called the person in charge? Council rep, councilman, what is called it?
Council leader, whatever.
Or whatever, right?
Let's say mayor.
Right.
That's it.
Oh, yeah, consistency. That means you will get familiar who live in your consistency.
Yeah.
They don't want that.
Yeah. No, they
Because
want
then
full control.
they,
now.
you see, if they allow that to happen, then they can't send any and everybody to you.
We don't want to evolve our political system because it benefits the few. And not only the politicians benefit from land, grants and all that, the MCMs and everybody else. See, Bahamians, let's go back to Bahamas. They're too laid back and they're not aggressive to go approach these people. You know, so we get the results. We putting people there without even knowing who the people
One
are.
text right, I can read this one. One text right to say, how can I get a piece of crown land? Right.
Apply.
I want to farm, right? Well, I can tell this right, because the name is a lady name. All you have to do is go to land and say, pick up a copy of the form, right? where you get a crown grant and you apply for crown land and you have to identify a piece of land what you want.
Yeah.
Now if it's in an area and you can't identify if it's crown land or not, then you go to them and you get a surveyor to survey the land and find out if the government have crown, which area the government have crown lands in.
On which island too?
Right. Now what happened to me before was that I was trying to get a piece of crown land some years ago on Gladstone Road. They had that all soap for who they gave it to.
They give us 10
They give me, I apply for a piece of land on Gladstone Road. You know they give me the land? I go off Gladstone Road through a track road down in the back. Where that man, you know, what can I do with that?
Grow sheep, man.
You can't go sheep. Because the minute, you can't go in the night to check your sheep.
You're
Because
wrong.
you get raped and robbed. And in the daytime, you so far down in the back, you can't never come up town to get nothing.
There's about
But you gotta stay watching.
There's
Man,
about
like I
5
said.
churches on Glaston Road now. That's where the first set of land gone, eh?
Well, churches?
The churches, man.
Yeah, when the pastors them maximum grant, but I tell you, they grant me the land and,
Yeah.
and they grant me the land in Glasgow Road, you know. And I paid for it for what, a year or two, but I gotta make those things. I can't never use it. It's too far down in the bush.
Yeah, yeah.
But they you know,
Like there's someone like me who's host event, I can throw event on the land.
no sir.
You be
Man, that too
surprised.
far, but when dark fall, see, you could say that, you know. But when dark fall, and everything around you dark, they get back to the front, man, you gotta be joking.
It's so
No,
like,
sir. You in the,
So-
you in the bush.
So
the real
you know,
bush.
what's so good about this now is that we'll see what is available in Nassau. Hopefully.
I know they. I
should be
know. I
able
need
to
to
go and
see.
see what's not
The preamble.
for sale.
The preamble of this. The preamble of this modernization. Listen, modernizing, conveyancing, and securing land tenure in the Bahamas. The introduction of land registration.
Yeah.
Right? Preliminary findings and recommendation. This ain't mean whatever they say will be accepted.
Yeah.
There's only a recommendation to the
Well,
government.
we get some good names on that, so hopefully. I
Yeah.
think this government is challenged, you know, just like
But they're being very progressive.
Yeah.
From day one, the
From day
PLP,
one,
the New Day government was
yeah.
being very progressive, but they have a bad public relation.
and just going to
Because people who round for Crown Land might have an made right now a letter from the government giving them the grant, they know.
yeah.
And on the grant,
post office.
when the guys show me, you have until I think it's 3 months. In 90 days you gotta respond unless they take the offer back.
Right.
So if people don't know that, I don't understand. Sentence is up there disposal,
Well, you think they
PIS, I don't
think
understand what they doing.
now that the marijuana is bill was passed, you think you can get land from growing marijuana?
No, see, listen to me. And I could be wrong, you know. But based on my limited information and understanding, the marijuana thing, I got a thing, is designed for 1 or 2 persons, or 3 persons, or 4 persons together.
No, I have no problem with that, you know, but they should have.
No.
See, everybody can't afford to grow the.
Everybody want to grow marijuana field. I don't grow none.
So what I'm saying is, what they should have done was put the ownership of marijuana in the collective, the Commonwealth, all of us. That's like how they sell shares to the port, our key. They sell shares at the dock. Shares is big thing with Heineken and the other companies selling shares. The government should put out there a share offering, or be identified 3 persons who's gonna grow marijuana. They said that they need, just like this pipe company was raising money, capital to take over the distribution of electricity in the Bahamas. Do the same with marijuana. Let Bahamians make it automatic that every Bahamian have a share into it. Every Bahamian have a share into the ownership of the harvesting and selling of marijuana.
I mean, you differ, right? Again, let me tell you why. The last time that kind of conversation come up, you know what they did? 326-8255, 326-8255. We had a call on the line, but I must talk too much. 326-8255, 322-5477, 322-5477. Listen, last time the conversation, they just take the damn people the ordinary people who go to the poll as fools. The FNM is in power. Simple as good. And it was announced that everybody should need to invest. Bahamians need a chance to invest and be a part and buy shares. And so they created an avenue where the government would buy the shares for you or your money, right? Or your salary and duck it back.
Yeah.
Which was a very clever idea.
Yeah.
But it was dishonest. Because it ain't the same shares them getting. The 21 families get shares where they get a guarantee of 10% on their investment.
Yeah.
So all of them who put $1 million get 10% of their investment.
Yeah.
Which equivalent to what?
$100,000.
12 times 10,000.
You said 12%.
10%.
10%.
10% is $1 million.
$100,000.
They get $100,000 a year.
Yeah.
Interest.
Yeah.
Persons who go on and run and go and buy shares, some of them people even use their salary deduction. They buy shares cash of their account, right? And they get they $3,500. I think she said she get what? She get $80-something.
Yeah.
What I'm saying to you, right? Why the ordinary people who politicians believe? But when the FRM did that, I railroad them. And they quiet right down and that ain't about that no more. But that's what I'm trying to show you. Why Bahamians, why will a party, a political organization like the Free National Movement believe that Bahamians get enough sense to vote for them, but you ain't get enough sense to get 10% on your investment like that? Primetime Independent Nigga.
Hi. Gentlemen, I'm glad you are talking about property and land. There's something that strikes the nerves with me. And then at the Primary Island, there was the land deal of over $1.4 million. A check of about $80,000 was submitted, and the check bounced. Now, this person who bought it belongs to a popular church. The person who sold it to them is now deceased. The lawyer who struck the deal is now deceased. The person who bought the property under the church, popular church, they sold to 4 young couples. Most of them decided to build out of pocket. Now they want to go to the bank. The family who inherited the property, the whole situation, is now placed in a situation where they need their money. How do you charge 4 young, I'm talking young couples. My question is, where the balance? Who investigates these things? How is it the bank is involved? How is it lawyers are involved? Church.
I can tell you this, and my advice to you is this, right? My number is 376-2301. You call me off air, I will give you a number for a law firm that I guarantee you will get down to the bottom of that. They don't get involved in personality. They ain't no politics. They don't wear no politics on their sleeve. They deal with issues. Trust me, they're young Bahamians from Long Island, descended from Long Island, and they ain't got no time to talk no fool, right? And I'll tell you, if the property was $1.4 million, and the pastor or the clergyman or whoever buy the property and only put down a deposit for $80,000, and that bounce, long as he didn't pay that money, that property ain't yours. See, consideration must be some consideration. Even if it's $1, it got to be some consideration when it comes to property. Contract. It got to be. So right now that he might even have unless someone who had power still grant them the conveyance, allow them to have the conveyance done without them paying. Because that don't work like that.
That's what's so baffling. How could that have gotten that far? where they drew up documents to give to these couples. And now the couples want the owners who inherited the property, they want them to allow them to still build and sign off on it. And they can't sign off. They didn't get any money. No one in the family got anything.
So the persons who own the property wouldn't sign off on the property because they was never paid.
Not even the 80,000. And this is from 2009.
That's a simple matter. That's a very simple. Listen, I tell you, monetary consideration must be exchanged. Either it's $1, either it's 10 cents.
Give me your number again, Marlon.
At 376-2301, I'll hand you some very competent lawyers who, I guarantee you, once the facts are what you are saying, and those persons have their document to prove, they go see them. I'll give you the number. You call me off air, and you can get it.
Yes.
376-2301, and tell those persons they need to give me a call. Give me a call. I guarantee you, I'll guide them through it. I ain't no lawyer. I have a law degree, but I'm not no lawyer. I'm not an attorney. But listen, too much unnecessary suffering has happened to the persons who just trying to be a part of this country by doing their part as citizens of this country. It's unfair, it's unnecessary, and it's wrong.
And it's wrong.
And they get away with it. Some people get away with it because of their affiliation to these political parties and to these political leaders and this country.
That's right.
And people suffer. People suffer.
Let me tell you my story.
Thanks, Scholar.
I got a mortgage through banking for a house, my house, right? A few years after that, I had to get the equity because I built up good equity. I wanted the equity. I went and remortgaged the house to get equity. I ended up switching law firm. Young man just came from England, and I give it to him. And I was shocked. He came to me and told me, man, there's a whole lane on this property. It was a lane on this property for years and years. So it was a reputable company I got the property from. So I called the owner. He was very grateful I called him instead of publicizing him, right? And he called me back and he admitted that that was an oversight.
Not your fault.
Yeah.
So he dealt with it?
No, he dealt with it. He paid off whatever the lane was. And like I say, he was very grateful. But imagine the bank in the Bahamas gave me the mortgage and there was a lien on the property. Not until I remortgaged the property. That means I could have gone through the whole paying of the mortgage. And there's a lien on the
property where you would have.
Yeah.
But I had a property, I remortgaged a property in the Grove to purchase a crane truck. And I really, during the pandemic, the bank called me, tell me, say, if I would like 6 months of deferred payment because of the pandemic. I said, why rather than overheat? Because if you defer my payment, I said, the only way you can defer my payment, if you put in writing that you will not increase my interest during the 6 months.
Yeah.
On the thing. But they hang up the phone, they say, they're stupid, but you gotta be stupid. Listen back. They say, they hang up the phone on me, right? You gotta be stupid. We need to do what?
This I can't wait for this to get the debate to the House of Assembly.
You really didn't finish, man.
This I see you have your Removable Property Act. I heard.
Repealing with Property Act. I won't talk about that. But I do believe my producer, right? Primetime. We take another break. Already? I mean, jeez.
Let's get on.
This is Primetime with Independent Nigga. We're going to take our second, final commercial break. Listen, we're going to come back. Right after the break, we're going to come back and continue our conversation. Why not? Because time is running. I know the break, but when you talk about line, time is running.
Yeah.
Right after the break, take our break. Take our final commercial.
Cancer. It's a word no one wants to hear. But at Cancer Treatment Centers of America, we hear it every day. It's a word we've dedicated our lives to overcoming by changing the way patients are treated. And now we're part of City of Hope, which is one of the nation's top 10 cancer hospitals. Together, we'll combine leading-edge clinical research with precision cancer treatment, so we can be there when you need us most. So when you hear the word cancer, there's another word that should come to mind.
You've dreamt it. You've worked hard for it. And now you've got it. You deserve to enjoy the fruits of your labor and know that you're covered in case of a disaster, like an unexpected fire or a vehicular collision. At Magic Insurances, we focus on settling your claims quickly and fairly so you can get back to enjoying your life. Magic Insurances, fast, fair, and always there.
Leg at Primetime with Independent Thinker. My name is Marlon Owen Johnson, aka Independent Thinker. We're live in studio. This is my good friend. The studio, a marketing guru, a marketing specialist. Listen, you have a business in your head, or you have it on paper, you have it written, you have it typed, you have it whatever. Listen, you have an idea that you think you can make some money, and you might need some crowdfunding, some funding, or whatever. Listen, give Dario Tirelli a call. I guarantee you. If your idea is needed, make some sense, you can make some money, some things will begin. As long as that conversation continues.
Yeah, as a consultant, especially when I come off the show, and then I come off the show in the morning when I would click on Saturdays. I get a ton of people.
Want to click on Saturdays right here?
Yeah.
Okay.
I get a ton of people with ideas in their head, and they know where to start. And so when I come off your show, but I get this almost every day. That's why I'm in McDonald's Oakfield most evenings. That's my office.
I see you do on the computer.
That's my office. I be doing paperwork too. You'd be surprised who's calling me with ideas and they don't know where to start, how to start, and the where it all. So my job is to be the where it all and pump your brains to bring it on, because you can't die and have all that inside your mind.
Don't go to the grave. Don't go to the grave with no. Prime Time Independent Thinker 326-8255, 326-8255, 322-5477, 322-5477. I know a gentleman from Eleuthera. He came to me to McDonald's. I used to be with the breakfast school, McDonald's on Thompson Boulevard. So he came there and he brings some documents with Scotiabank, right? And man, I said, man, you gotta carry this to court because it's nonsense, right? This is what the foolishness what he's doing with him. Scotiabank. And he gets scared. He said, man, you gotta leave the law to deal with them. He's an old fella of the island.
Yeah.
What I me with?
My Grammy
I don't
died.
wait, listen.
My Grammy
I
died saying
would get them so bad, I would pay for illegal fees to get them, boy.
Yeah.
That's a bad thing.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. Plenty behemoths in this country because we have a very selfish society who don't participate. When I used to pay for the trailer, pay for the music, pay for the shirts for We Hang Murderers, right?
Yeah.
With Rodney Manker, right?
Yeah.
Years ago, I used to pay me and Dan. It's a finance him,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And we used to march through, right? On the march, you get maybe about 120 people. But in 5 years, we had over 500 people dead. And behemoths even selfish with their own problem.
Yeah, yeah.
They're so selfish
We the most
until they
passive.
really understand how vital them taking 1 day or 1 hour to walk to a cause that affects them.
We the most passive Negroes that
They're
came
passive,
across-
be lazy and
came across
selfish.
the land.
The educated masses in society, I always say it, I don't care, yeah, man. The middle class don't participate in nothing in this country other than eating out in restaurants.
That's why I said we don't have no lobbyist group to try. So that's where it starts from. It starts from those who middle class and up who reach a stage in their life, they need to assist.
They comfortable once they go behind the gated community.
I was part of We the People. That was a big movement. Then we
They died off because their intention was not to really champion the cause of the ills and the problems and the suffering of the country. Their, in my humble opinion, their agenda was to get numbers to help their personal agendas.
Yeah.
You understand?
For the party that they desire.
Right.
Yeah.
There isn't one with the massy. I always wanted to get my movement off the ground, But the pandemic put a wrench in us, right? And a cabinet minister, I don't know which party because they can know who it is, stopped us, right? They wouldn't allow us to get our approval for 7 years. And when we get it, the guy said they're discouraged.
Yeah,
You had 25 men who joined a movement in Engliston
So we joined-
called Bahamas Brotherhood Movement.
Yeah.
We supposed to paint all the parks in that area, repair old people's house, do cleanups on weekend, put dumpsters different places to move garbage. Well, derelict buildings, knock them down. All that. We had a numerous amount of we had games set up where we have tournaments from different part of that community. We had we had book drive, school drive, bike. We had all kinds. We had listed that we was to raise funds through cookouts and walkathon and all that, all kind of thing, right? And we couldn't get the
Street permit.
no, what do you call it? No. Non-profit organization approval.
Okay. All right.
That's have to go to the AG office and have to go to Attorney General, or not Attorney General, the Governor General, something like that to sign. We couldn't get. They wouldn't allow it to come to the AG office. When the government changed, then we get it. I get it. The lawyer called me, said ready. But the fellas they're tired, man. They're fighting. You do a non-profit organization and they holding you back from helping people. But helping people and they get citrusy.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? And they hold us back and we could never get the approval. When we get it, the fellas said, oh, everybody tired. They come to meeting, we do the inauguration on our keynote. We formalize,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I understand, and a non-profit organization,
We
right?
forming a book club.
Huh?
We forming a book club.
No, man.
First book is jubilee, but we forming a book club.
Listen to me. All right, we supposed to talk about the look back project.
Yeah. No.
I can tell you people why. Me tell you why.
The removable property act.
No, the movie property act, right? You know, Mr. Tirelli, I just found out, right, when I read this, right? I always mention the movie property act. My shows when I talking about the land and what damage the F&M did to the Bama people when they repealed the movie property act and caused the ordinary citizens, black people in this country, to compete with foreigners with billions of dollars, right?
Yeah.
You know what? I never know that the first order of business the former F&M government under the former Prime Minister Robert Alexander Ingram was this.
The stable lot.
You know when this become law? January 1st, 1994.
Yeah.
They win in 1992.
They started.
I always say 1997, but they win in 1992.
I was one of the first.
And it became law in 1994, January 1st. That means it had to be debated in 1993, 1 year after they win. You see that?
Yep.
I mean, they came with that agenda that foreigners should always be on par or have an advantage over being into this country, the free national movement.
Yeah. See, somebody said in the talk show, because following U.S. politics now, there's two extreme ideology between the Democrats and the Republicans. And the talk show this week, one guy came on and said, what's the difference between the ideological philosophy of the PLP and FNM, right? And the PLP is still grassroots.
Yeah, the PLP
still a
is
socialist,
more
capitalistic. Socialistic, capitalistic party with the ideology. The FNM is basically the same. However,
no, basically the same. They no grassroots.
No, I didn't say grassroots. Socialistic, capitalistic. They believe in welfare program. They believe in free enterprise. However, they favor foreign money.
No.
They favor
big business
and foreign money.
Right. I mean, you're right. I
foreign
agree
interest,
with you.
not foreign money. Foreign interest. Let's say it like that.
Yeah.
Foreign interest.
I'll tell you this, right? When I read this and I see that alone startled me.
Yeah.
That it said that this act, I'm reading from the Movie Property Act, repeal the Movie Property Act, acquisition by foreign persons, Act Chapter 125, and to facilitate the holding of land by non-Bahamians and by companies under their control. So ain't only them. If they can put it in a company where they control the whole land.
Yep.
And the Free National Movement did this. And the date of assent, the 31st of December 1993. So it become law the 1st of January 1994.
Yep.
The FNM that has been August 1992.
Yep.
So right after they win, they was planning that.
Now, in this paper with the land with the PLP government put out, the land reform.
Committee. There's only a committee.
I mean, sorry, committee.
There's a committee that can make recommendation to the
Is
government.
any talk about repealing this, removal?
No, there ain't something. I haven't read the whole thing yet. No, so let me don't say that yet.
Right.
But I will read the whole thing, and I'll see. But based on the limited section I've reached, that's what I'm saying. Repeal it.
Yeah, okay.
But I tell you this: under the former Prime Minister, right on paragraphs with Christie, they voted no in the Senate. They voted no in the House Assembly. They had a press conference. They talked that it was a bad idea, and therefore them shouldn't have passed this law, and shouldn't do this. Repeal it. This land, and they was right. Land will be out of the reach of ordinary payments.
And that's what it
But the
is.
BLB, no, BLB win in 1992. I mean, in 2002.
Yep, and they ain't changing it.
The former Prime Minister win in 2002. The former Prime Minister, right on paragraph of Christie, win in 2002. And they still law.
Yep. And
So when you ask the question, is the PLB and FNM is one,
Same.
you see that?
Same. They same.
326
The same people.
326-8255,
Ideologies a bit different.
326-8255,
Same people.
322-5477. And listen to me. That's such a dangerous legislation. It's hard to change this now. You think so?
It's going to be consequences, but they can say from now, when they pass that, from now on, we stop that. We stop letting foreigners and foreign companies own land, and then the balance of people will sell out. They're selling out. I see the whole week the realtors talking about how good property sales is throughout the
But
Bahamas.
property sales have to be good because the majority of the persons in this country who selling property, working out their condominium or their apartment, and they are foreigners.
Yeah.
You get it? They listen. They sitting in their house, right, and they condo out west and out east and thing, and they selling Bahamian people land as a result of the FNM passing this law. The repeal of the Move Property Act is what give them authority to come here, set up and work and making money, don't contribute nothing to national insurance, don't contribute nothing to the society in this country. We can say go on their jet or they plane or catch the plane and go back to the States and go back to different parts of the world.
They can sell from any part of the world.
Right, because you only need access to internet
Yeah.
and a laptop.
Yeah.
You understand? And you know I gotta do a show? I have to do a show with Tirelli on decisions that political parties did.
But we need.
I
more,
sure, right? Majority of the bad decisions in this country is made under the Free National Movement. When you do the repeal of the Property Act, when you do Betelco, right? When you do Awak Port, when you do Prince George Dock with them people who don't they want 35 million now to put
a pool.
no pool. They say
Theme back. No, they
paint-
came
yeah.
back and say a pool, not a theme back. Right?
They say take back voice.
Yeah, but they changed their mind and say a pool.
They ain't seen no pocket. They I think the government said
Glennis Adams came out and say something. She don't go for it, so they came back and say a pool, right? Now
No,
let's continue. Let's continue. That's one of them. Let's continue on the decision of F&M. What else?
And all right, you had where
They just
cutting up
made-
the reef for the yacht to pass
Yeah.
in Bell Island.
Yeah.
You had the
Brent Simmons just did. Remember when they came back the last time? Remember how they made it easy for you to get foreign people
Work permit.
from work permit?
yeah.
That's ridiculous.
You had that. You had the company that came in and do the airport.
APD?
Yeah.
Yeah, that part.
That's from Vancouver.
Yeah,
Vancouver company
yeah,
was
yeah,
there.
that's
And I see them in the paper trying to get more money, so they
Yeah,
want to raise 200 million or something.
Yeah, man.
Say they want to expand. Listen, the Bahamian people, in my humble opinion, that's my humble opinion, ain't get their $500 million worth of
No,
things.
no, and then
We tell you why.
and the
Because they
airfare's
use
high.
some of the same old steel, the old airport act.
Yeah.
And they try to make noise, but nobody listen to me.
And the fees are high. How I own the airport? You making profit off me? The profit gotta be that good? We get one of the highest fees in this region.
But
I
listen-
can go from Miami to New York. I might go from here to New York
But
for
you-
less than 500.
But you know,
sometimes.
I say to myself, I ain't had no cry out there, right? But I wonder if Bahamians realize what the people who run the APD, the Vancouver people, and the people who got a dog, they trying to get permission to go and raise more money. And listen, the government need to tell them no. Bring your money and invest it. If you want to put a pool on Prince George Dock, you got Palma got an A1 water theme park. Atlanta's got an A1 water theme park. We don't need. What are they doing? They're trying to keep the tourists from the ship to the theme park back on the ship.
Every last one.
Why? You see, listen to me. If I was advising the government, I would say something. If I was advising the government, I would say something to them in a manner where when they repeat what I said, foreigners will never ever think being stupid again. They would never think that when they read what I would tell the government to say, and the government repeat what I said, they would never ever believe that Bahamians are stupid. They won't raise $35 million local market. Listen, only that. Listen to me. You got theme parks all about the ship, the cruise ship sitting in salt water. You got a beach there. So they say, listen, get a private company to manage the beach where the tours of the ship go in, right? So people can make money on the beach, organize it properly, uniform and stuff like that, right? They ain't that. They will put down, but raise $35 million, and they spend, and the most might spend, in my own opinion, that's my personal view, maybe about $2 million, $3 million, right? To do it, right? They just really believe that black people are stupid.
They're being advised by black people.
See, you feel that a pool is important or theme park, whatever you want, is important to put on Prince George, that's no problem. You fund it. Since it's so valuable and your studies show that it could work and it's profitable, bring in money. I allow you to bring foreign money in here.
Like Glenn
Full they will raise it on local market. That's not
like
stupid.
Honorable Glenn and Martin said, their job is just to take people off the boat safely and let them escort them off the dock, let them come back on the dock.
No, they try to keep them there. That's why they put them shops in them. Listen, the numbers, if you do a study right now, it'll prove that less tourists come out of the gate than was to come out.
Yeah.
Because they got majority of name stores right there. I tell you, I don't understand what we're doing.
You get Jungle Museum on there.
We allow ship to get a whole key. A company to get a whole key. They don't know I come to Nassau. When you give a man the whole key, that he can say he don't want Bahamians there. He can bring foreigners to white. You don't know who all there.
Yeah. Then they get the beach across the road from the dock.
Man, Mr. Tirelli,
We need new leaders.
we don't listen to me. I don't understand.
We need strong men in this country.
326-8255.
They like Donald
326-8255. Huh?
Him is like talking about Donald Trump. The big debate is they want strong men, but they don't vote for strong men in this country. You have any?
No, it gotta be a curse on the Bahamian people. Mr. Tirelli, you laughing. It gotta be a curse on the Bahamian people. Why you will sit back time and time again, right? None of your family knows somebody. None of your family get an opportunity to help govern the country that they pay tax in, right? None of your family in the Senate. None of your family on the boards. And you will vote 5 years or 5 years vote for the same set of people who put in their friends, their family, their lovers, their concubine, their cousin, and everybody on these boards, and you never get a chance. And it appears that you stupid to don't know that none of your family get education to go on board. Huh?
Amen.
And you go to the poll and vote for the same people doing this to you?
Amen. That's what
Some
they
gotta
do.
be wrong with us.
That's what they do.
Listen, local government should be the most prioritizing thing. You want to fight crime? You want to fight crime? It appears that they will never fix the gun laws. Right? It appears that their personal desire and appetite to don't have hanging capital punishment or corporal punishment in the country ain't gonna happen right now.
They will
Right?
sue the American gun manufacturers now.
Yeah, but you can sue the man. Listen, I don't mind you suing the manufacturers, but
Fix the gun.
listen, you can fix the laws. The gun in this country committing the ultimate offense.
Yeah.
When you die, you ain't coming back. Why should a person get locked up and charged for firearm and get 2 years? That don't make no sense. It just don't make sense.
And rape getting 15.
But rape was get 50. Guns you get 100 years. You don't need to put a gun in your waist. You get catch with a gun in your waist. Every bullet 10 years per bullet, and every different type gun costs. I mean, why? It's just like I don't understand what it is. And these members of parliament, they in the house bombing on the table, cracking joke to one another, cackling, giggling, and talking nonsense, right? And they don't understand that Bahamians are being slaughtered, right? 4 murders in one day, 4 murders in one weekend. And they even don't realize that. That ain't important to them. They come but little darlings, precious pearl, they come with all kind of these tricky, slick, shysters, coin phrases. right?
We need 3 strikes here out law. That'll solve a lot of problems. Because you look at a lot of these guys who are getting killed, they're on bail for 2 and 3 murders. They're on bail
100%.
for 4 or 5. They need
Dario.
They need 3
Listen to me.
strikes here outlaw.
Listen to me.
There can't be no more forgiveness.
Listen to Tirelli. You're 100%.
Because the greatest mass murder
100%.
is really for
You're 100%.
call the Lord.
You're 100% correct.
So he
but
believe
that
in mass
part,
murder, then murder.
but that part of the statement you
Yeah.
make when you say places out on bail, right? How could you get bail? See, we could, if you feel that it'd be unconstitutional, hold a referendum, bro.
Yeah.
See, they know, politicians in this country know if they hold a referendum for local government, it'll pass. For hanging, it'll pass. For corporal punishment, it'll pass. When you rape a 5-year-old girl, leaving the cow to make her to die, right? And then you get 5 years or 7 years, right? I mean, we can't be serious. We can't be serious in this country. Them woman politicians down assembly, listen, I could do a show and show how the Bahamian people need to just look at them and pass them and they come around them.
Yeah.
Because ain't no little children gonna be getting raped and they in house assembly and he ain't doing nothing, ain't proposing nothing. Opposition or government side, you need to say something.
Yeah.
And see, don't mind the opposition playing because they're in the government. They worthless. I bet people don't vote for them. Let me tell you why. They could propose that decision, you know.
Yeah.
It's something called the Private Members Bill. I ain't in no assembly and I know that. Right? I ain't a member of parliament and I know that. You let me, they ain't know that. They just lazy. They getting paid.
They
getting food,
status
Charlie,
quo.
them cooking food for them. They eating 3 and 4 different meat. They living good. They get blue plate. They get white plate. They get this plate. In the Senate, they do all kinds, right? They living good. Right? They ain't working. If they working, they'll draft legislation.
Yep.
They'll sit with 2 or 3 lawyers who do reform law, constitutional law, and draft legislation. And they ain't got to pass, you know. But let the Bahamian people see them voting
Fight
against
for
the
them.
law.
Yeah.
Let the Bahamian people see, not to fight with them, let the Bahamian people see who all vote against the law to protect their children.
Yeah.
And then you come to me, come and vote for you when you don't vote against protecting my daughter or protecting my son. Huh? It can't be, it gotta be a case order to be people in this country. It's more than a mindset.
I saw in the papers
Local government kept crying right away.
I saw in the papers the magistrate explaining why she gave bail to a guy who is a career criminal. Basically, that's what the article is. Explaining he's the breadwinner.
Listen to me.
Let me tell you, this should be ridiculous. And what the guy
Breadwinner, right?
What the guy
What
said.
breadwinner? Listen.
People in the Bahamas
You know,
in a different university.
I can say that before we close, right? Listen to it. You know, we live in a society where a woman could come out after being convicted for murder. She could come out of jail because they say she losing weight, right? She convicted for murder, you know,
Yeah.
right? Her husband was reported to own some $600 million. But she could be released from prison because she losing weight, right? That's the kind of society we live in,
Yeah.
right? A fella could die in the pool and life would keep, right? Carried to the hospital. The doctor pronounced him dead. They cremated him before the police reached. I mean, this is the kind of society we living in. We living in the kind of society where you could pull up a life key to the school, pull your gun and tell you to get my children. This is the kind of society we living in. You could fire the plane and you could travel to Germany because you buy a ticket before you point your gun and fire the flare at the plane line on Paradise Island. This is the kind of society we living in. And we don't want to implement local government in English. We ain't care about that. We don't want to help non-profit organization get off the ground right away so Bahamians in the community can help some people in the community to help themselves. If you put local government in English, you know why? You start putting some pressure on owners and people who in charge of local government who going to get elected to clean up Engliston, to help deal with the crime, put a crime watch in place, get funds from the central government to get cars to patrol the area. They ain't serious, but listen, it appears that everybody's so comfortable and it's becoming a part of the Bahamian life, accepting this.
We living in a lie. I mean, a zombie state of
reality. You mean
we live in a lie.
You
in a zombie state.
But I can tell you what I write.
What reality is.
I like how you say that. I can tell you what I write when you say that. So I write somewhere I write when you say that.
Lie, man.
We gotta be living.
I watch them in the food store. I mean, you can see how you on their face. They can't afford
Here's the going right now.
this trolley full. I live by myself in my trolley because I go come to the food store with a box and be $100. I live by myself. So I just look at their expression in the store while they shop, and you can see the sadness that they gotta pick a brand they don't want. They can't buy 2 loaves this week. They gotta buy 1 loaf. They can't buy cherry. They gotta buy apple.
In 2009, I write this. We are a sunny country populated by shady people, right? I write that. Are we living a lie in this country?
Yeah, man.
Right? And that's when you said that, I had to go back to that. So time I written 2009.
That's our second book in the book club.
Listen to me. Listen to me. Listen to me. We live in a society where we allow, right, persons to bring speakers in this country that causes humans to be unbalanced, and no one is hauled before the court. No one is going to jail. We in a country where not one white person in Foxhill prison. We in a society where Chinese can't go to jail. Chinese could buy stolen stuff, and the person who sell it to them go before the court, and the Chinese don't even come to court. We in a society, I don't understand how we expect things to ever change in this country. When we expose the double standard so blatant in this country, right? And we don't, and like, we just sit by and we get a church, every 10 billion is a church.
Yeah.
We get pastors in this country who went with jitney plate, taxi plate, crown land, do subdivision. They got to be carrying some money when they can.
Yeah,
This is
man.
prime time.
You know, made the money in heaven, you know. If money in heaven passes, but
No, I ain't going down that road with
ain't no
you.
money in heaven. It's begging for money in
I ain't
heaven.
talking to heaven, talking to you. Because I heard you say some things I can't. I can't.
Man, we don't have time for this.
Yeah, we don't have the time.
You gotta read this.
But I let you wrap up. Go ahead. Before I
No,
wrap
I
up. go ahead.
appreciate the time.
Advertise and let them know that there's some places who have
I'm a
ideas.
business consultant.
Give them information.
Any idea on any thought in your mind towards business? You wake up with a dream, you write it down. Give me a call, 424-0632. That's what I do best. And I've done a lot of pro bono, trying to get people to the reality of their dreams.
Right.
That's how I look
Give
at
them a
it.
number again.
424-0632. And let me advocate the Bahamians. Read the paper every day so you can
Especially-
understand what's going on in this country.
Especially the business page.
Open up your mind for what's the reality of this country is in the papers.
Right. And the greatest effect that a Bahamian get is through decisions that are made that is hidden in the business page.
Yeah.
The business page. Trust me. Don't worry about that front page where they talking about they glorizing crime.
Yeah.
Oh, tree was shot last night.
Yeah.
No, don't worry about that. Turn and go to that page, what's it? Business page. That's where the decisions that affects you.
Yep.
Because remember,
I totally agree.
when the PLB had won the government, this New Day government, Clint Watson, I remember, that he came out, he said that, oh, the government will now have negotiation with the companies that drill oil in the Middle East. I said, get from here. You can't talk that. Someone who's elected, a cabinet minister need to say that.
Yeah.
Not you. You ain't elected. You ain't have no responsibility and guarantee to nobody. No. You see, it ain't happen, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So oil will drop. The price of oil will drop because the government is going to speak with this and that. No, not you. The Clint Watson. No, sir. Not you. Let one cabinet minister say that they're the prime minister, the deputy prime minister, or the minister who in charge of the fuel or whatever. You understand? Transportation or something say that. So that the Bahamian people could hold them to that. You know, it ain't happened.
Yeah.
I said that from that day he said that.
Yeah.
It ain't happened yet.
No, you're
because,
correct.
listen to me, we need local government in this country to really. We need the Bahamian people to understand, appreciate the value of their present, their time, their sacrifice, the cost of things change for the betterment of them.
We need Bahamians to get up and go to a constituency meeting, whether you support the party or not. The guy is your member of parliament.
But some of them have a plan, me have no constituency meeting.
So
That's not the issue.
you said we'll
We
do a
can
show.
force constituency meeting.
You said we'll do a show and see if first
Who all, right.
whoever-
I wasn't
whoever
finished.
right?
I wasn't finished.
All right. So let's do the
When we
show.
don't do that, then we
Yeah.
gotta start to try to gravitize some
Yeah.
people, man. People need to get up and understand that you don't have to take blows for 5 years.
Yeah.
You don't have to.
We love
We take it for 5 years to be sitting back waiting to hold people out. That's a punishment. That is not a punishment. Holding people or an elected officer is not a punishment.
There's a mental defect when you still in love with the person who beating you.
Yeah?
Yeah, man, that's a mental defect. You still in love with the person who beating you and abusing you.
Boy, anyhow, we got to wrap up here flat over time. This is Prime Time and the Better Thing. Tonight our banner sponsor, as usual, the City of Hope, the former Cancer Society of America, Rasta Grains or James on Nassau Street. You need something healthy? You like something healthy this weekend to relax yourself, slow down all the pressure? Get something healthy this weekend. Some Rasta Grains with some salad or some salmon or some snapper. Look at Rasta Grains and James on Nassau Street. Drink something healthy, not them bunches sugar with these, they ain't processed drink, but these drink them with, you read the sugar quantity on these drinks and then you'll understand. Global Insurance, a staying in crew, outside Newport for all the insurance need. Marine, life, medical, residential, commercial, industrial, listen. All the insurance need. Global Insurance. Reach them at 601-0006. 601-0006. Tell Tina you heard her ad on Prime Time with Independent Thinker. Magical Insurance, that's on Market Street. They are the general for Global Insurance. So whatever insurance you need, if you don't want to go way out west by Sandy Port, you go to Market Street, the prettiest building on Market Street, green and white, right next to the Salvation Army. Magical Insurance. And Bahamas Landscape and Garbage Collection. If you need to move some trees, some more your roof, and you cut them down, get them grandson to school and out. Just the summertime, let them cut down them tree. What could fall on the roof and break hole in the roof, break the wall or something, or fall to the pole. Let them cut them trees down. I can bring a dumpster, have a dumpster send to you for $99 for the remainder of this month as part of Independence celebration. $99 to get a dumpster come to your house. 2 days, fill it up with trash, old fridge, garbage, debris, stuff, no rock, just garbage and debris, trees and stuff. Listen, $99 until July 31st. Really, I want to tell you that I appreciate you coming. We always have a good conversation. Time is break off running when you're here because we have plenty of things to talk. And you ain't only got to stick on one thing. We waste the time. And
Because we read newspaper.
You read newspaper. This has been Prime Time, this Thursday, the 25th of July. My name is Marlon Owen Johnson. I'm going to leave a quote. I live from the Great Lakes in Linden, Pilgrim. If Bahamians aren't prepared to stand up and fight and defend their own Bahamas, then they don't deserve